Welcome to the Non-Woke Coach podcast, the show that celebrates success without the woke. Each episode features successful people who have embraced their true nature as free, independent, exceptional beings with the capacity for well-being, rather than accepting the victimhood mindset of the woke agenda. I'm your host, Ellen McCarthy, and I'm glad you've tuned into this episode. In this episode, I'm excited to be joined by a highly motivated and successful businesswoman who unabashedly describes herself as an achiever, positivist, and learner. She's passionate about helping others succeed. She has deep experience in sales and events. Please join me in welcoming Christina Werner, Senior Vice President of Partnerships at Public Square, the largest traditional values-driven marketplace in the U.S. Christina, thank you so much for being here.
Ellen, thank you so much for having me. It's an honor to be here.
It's an honor to have you. What is it about Public Square that attracted you to work there?
Sure. Well, Public Square, the inception of it actually started in the middle of this pandemic when we saw our rights being infringed upon, especially I live in Southern California, and it was pretty clear. So I've actually known our CEO, Michael Seifert, way prior to Public Square days. And of course, I believe in the mission. But for me, a personal reason I jumped in from the very conception of this is just knowing him personally and knowing that he was not going to give up, that he's really given everything to this. And so for me, it was really just such a joy that I get to be a part of this from the very start.
That's terrific. You know, there's so many ways to participate in Public Square, and we'll talk about this in a little more detail, listing your company there, being a consumer, being an investor. I'm all three, but it's so exciting to be part of this growing marketplace. So can you please tell us, the audience, more about the Public Square's recently announced partnership with Tucker Carlson's digital media company, Last Country, Inc.?
Yes, absolutely. That's a great question. It is going to be quite the partnership. We have a segment that is going to air on Tucker Carlson's show. It's going to be both on X and it'll also be on Last Country's platform. And it's really going to focus on this American parallel economy that you can find on Public Square. So we're going to be working with them to create content. It's going to be not just highlighting our mission, but it's also going to highlight the various small businesses that have really benefited from being on the Public Square platform. And it's going to focus on what really sets Public Square's marketplace apart from other marketplaces.
So tell us a little bit more about that. What is it that sets Public Square apart from other marketplaces?
Yeah, sure. There's a few things. One, we are absolutely values-based, more of in your terms, because I love what you're doing, but it's the non-woke marketplace. That's a very simple way to put it, if you'd like to say it that way. But even Tucker, I think we're going to do really well with his audience because he focuses so much on the protection of American freedoms, and that resonates with our people. And what we have is a marketplace, both on an app and a website, that connects you with those businesses. Those businesses can be online, where they're selling, maybe their products or services online, but something so unique to what we're doing is it also focuses on hyper local. So you can go onto the Public Square app and you can see a map right there, and you can find a local service, a local coffee shop, a restaurant, all types of industries that you can go support in your local community to really vote with your wallet.
That's terrific. Have you used that local service?
Oh, my word. So right now, there's my coffee from this morning. Yeah, I actually, and even though I already knew where the coffee shop was because it's right by my office, I pulled up my Public Square app because just like your business, when I went onto my Public Square app, I saw that they had a discount code there for Public Square members. So I pulled up my discount and got a little discount on my coffee this morning. It's fantastic.
That's terrific. And you could find a Public Square listed business in Southern California. That's amazing.
Actually, quite a few of them. Something that was a big surprise to me. Southern California, but even a place like Chicago, I believe, and I could be wrong now, but Chicago might be our third largest market overall. So it really shows you people in Chicago. I know your face. You're like, no, they really, but they needed to know there where are the businesses that are going to stand for freedom. I mean, it was like an essential. There was the vaccine cards that they were doing at one point in certain areas of Chicago. So parents wanted to know, where can I take my kids where I'm not going to deal with this political nonsense?
No, that's so, so important. I'm in New York and I'm going to go. I've shopped online at Public Square, but I'm going to go and find some local New York businesses on Public Square other than myself. So,
Yeah, I did last time I was in New York City. I actually pulled up the app and did the exact same thing.
that's great. I'll do that. And as I have also gotten discounts. We recently rehomed and adopted a second dog into the family. I needed a dog bed. I went to Public Square and we were able to get a discount and get a wonderful bed that our dog just loves. So it's just so great to be able to do that.
So cool. Well, thank you for participating, showing everyone how it goes.
No, it's great. And for those who are looking for my services, I do offer a 10% discount. So just mention that you found me on Public Square. So how does Public Square work for conservative businesses?
Yeah, it is very simple. It is absolutely free to join Public Square as a business. Something I'll mention might not seem intuitive. We do not have a business portal yet, and this is something you've probably experienced. It really is you uploading your business information right up front. So you can head to publicsquare.com, publicsq.com, like my shirt says. You're going to find the button that says add your business. It should take under 10 minutes, have a logo, some images, a description, a discount code if you want to do as well. It is 100% values based. So as long as you can adhere by our core values, then our team on our end will vet and verify you as a business to make sure that you really do, to the best of our ability, are signing up as a values same business, not just using it for free marketing. And then you will go live pretty soon, hopefully 24, 48 hours, depending on how many businesses are on the wait list.
No, I can speak from experience. It is a seamless process. And even if you need to make updates to your business, like I had to do recently, it just is easy to do. And it's so important, though, Christina, that you do vet the businesses so that the consumers
Absolutely.
can trust the business. And I love how you say it's a place for freedom loving businesses. I think that's so
Mm-hmm.
great. It's so
Yeah.
important.
So often we get, I would say mostly the mama bears that are actually kind of over the, even hearing about the bad businesses. They're like, I just want to know when I go to Public Square, like I don't have to know the bad alternative. Some people are kind of getting like, oh, it's too much, or they're not on social media as much anymore. But it's like, I know I can go onto Public Square and the businesses I am supporting, even if they don't outwardly show it. For instance, the coffee shop that I was just at this morning, you would never know. It is a high-end coffee shop. It's just high-end, clean, nice. There's no signs out her doors. I personally know that she has donated and helped so much to her local community and done a lot. But from the outside, it's just a good coffee shop to go support.
No, that's really terrific. And what types of other goods and services can consumers buy on Public Square?
You can find everything. So we started with mostly the brick and mortar businesses, right? That we actually knocked on their doors locally in the middle of a pandemic. We know you're open. We'd love to support you. Would you want to be on this app? But now it is really any type of service, brick and mortar, product, nonprofits, churches, any entity is welcome to be on Public Square as long as they are aligned with these values. So you can find local services. I just hired a carpet cleaner the other day from Public Square, an auto mechanic. Actually, we have a contractor that we're using from Public Square, but as well as the products. You can go online and find products. I just actually have an order that was with me today. if you don't mind seeing my deodorant, there it is. And the wipes that I use for my face when I take my makeup off. So you can find all types of, there's toilet paper on there. My daughter just got some shoes on there that kind of look like Converse, but they're not Converses. So all types of products and services.
That is so cool because it's just the basic products that we use. It's just really good. And I noticed the wipes that you use, that you held up, that's from EveryLife, right? That was the first partnership.
Yeah. So we had about, at the time, 1.5, now probably 1.6 or plus million consumers that were on Public Square telling us the market, this is great. We now have trash bags. This is great. We have toilet paper. We have cleaning products. But where is a baby company? Where are some diapers? Where are wipes that we can get and use? Because unfortunately, we did do the research and come to find out there was none on our website, because all the major diaper companies support abortion or Planned Parenthood, or they're vocal about it, and just take my own personal beliefs out of it. That is just a really horrible business move. You're like literally killing your profits. These are babies, right? So maybe stay out of it. Maybe just don't even talk about that stuff and sell diapers. But since they decided to go crazy woke and just, say all this stuff, now we know that our consumers were looking for a diaper and wipes brand and a baby product brand that was not going to be supporting that stuff, maybe just selling diapers and wipes. But in fact, they actually, EveryLife donates to pregnancy centers. They support adoption. It's just lovely, but it is a great thing to be able to provide for our consumers. And it's been very well received.
That is so wonderful. I mean, my two sons are grown now, so I don't have any babies, but I'm adopted. So the fact that they're supporting that is so important. It really, really is. You mentioned that consumers, wow, 1.6 million, that's terrific. How many businesses are listed on Public Square?
Sure. The last time I saw a statistic was 70,000 businesses on Public Square, which it's got to be way more now, because sometimes through the weekend when we go to see who's waiting, there's a few hundred, there's a few thousand businesses waiting to sign up. Just depends on the weekend or the day. But if anybody is at all fearful or concerned or feeling hopeless about this parallel or American economy, let me tell you, it is fastly growing and it is phenomenal. So there are tens of thousands of businesses on the Public Square app and rapidly growing.
That is terrific. Now, Public Square's only been around for about a year, right?
Yeah. So we finished our nationwide launch July 2022. So yes, we've been nationwide a little over a year, which is crazy that it's gone so fast. But it just shows you that there's absolutely a need for this, and people are very, very much ready to take it and run with it.
That it's just, I keep coming back to the word exciting, and it really, really is. So can you go ahead? Sorry. I'm so excited I was jumping over you.
Oh, well, I was going to say it. A great example of this just growing so fast is I wish Target would not have done this, but when Target decided to do all their weird stuff, 6 years ago or plus, when they did the bathroom issue, I know a lot of people stopped going to Target, and everyone has their convenience meter of when they're going to actually stop. But this time around, when Target decided to do the tuck-friendly bathing suits, we had so many. Let's just name Target Employee of the Month, because that month, the Public Square app ended up number 2 in shopping and number 3 for the most downloaded apps worldwide for, I want to say, almost 2 weeks. Over Amazon, over Walmart, over Target, over Nike, over all these large corporations, which just shows you, it was growing fast because people are done supporting that. They don't want to get involved in that weird stuff. Go ahead, do whatever you're going to do at home, but not to our children. And this was, I think, the thing that put it over the edge for most parents of like, nope, not the kids.
No, I agree with you. And I think even if you don't have kids, I think there's a sense among freedom-loving people that no, you don't go after the kids, please.
Yeah.
So, what exciting developments are on the horizon? For what other exciting developments? There's so much.
Where do I start? Where do I start? Well, being a part of a tech platform, gosh, we honestly are just getting started. It is crazy. So even with this launch of e-commerce, we now have e-commerce within the app where you can purchase all your products. We're onboarding a lot of those products right now, daily, and you can get those in a one-stop shop within the app, as opposed to having to go to each website. Instead of us being more of a directory, it's actually within the app process. Um, and we're going to be continually updating and growing that. So right now, I would say like this is our first step into e-commerce, where we get to compete in the slightest sense against Amazon, against Etsy, that kind of a thing. But it is going to continue to grow. There's going to be filters. You'll be able to refine it a little bit more. We'll come out with more baby care products. And so it's a fun season. It's a fun season to get to shop on the Public Square app, especially right before the holidays.
No, that's really terrific. I was thinking, you said Public Square was really born out of the pandemic, and that I love that because it turned something really negative into something positive. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit more about how you do describe yourself as a positivist and an achiever and a learner. I love that. That's how I approach my life and my business. So can you tell me a little, and our audience, a little more about what that means to you?
Sure. Well, those three words actually came from a while ago when I did the Strength Finders test. Those were actually the three words that, if you're familiar with Strength Finders, what it pulled up for my personality. Now, I don't always believe that the personality, you can't really stick people in a box, but that one is absolutely true. Love learning things. I love achieving, and it's not because for anyone else's gratification. It purely is for my own. I mean, even when I was in high school, I was straight A student, and my mom would be like, "Oh, you're so boring, mix it up." There was no pressure from my mom whatsoever. It was purely something that I know I can get a good grade in this, and I want to achieve and accomplish that. And so, kind of goals that I had put on myself, and the whole positivity part, honestly, I'm really grateful and thankful that is how my brain's wired, or how I, maybe part of that's biology, or how I grew up. My mom is a very positive, encouraging person. I was always told, I'm really convinced the words that are spoken over you are so powerful. And my mom always said, Christina, you can be whatever you want to be. You could do it. You're smart enough. You're good enough. You're this and you're that. And to be honest, I believe it. I was like, thanks, mom. And she was always still is a very positive person. A realist about stuff. I grew up with a single parent mom. Life was not easy. We had to work really hard. But her positive outlook made the times when it was really difficult manageable. And so I'm super grateful for her outlook on, what that did to me in my life, and just grateful that's how I see things.
You just gave me so many chills on so many levels. I too was that straight A student, and that's what I wanted to do. And my mother, she didn't have to, or my parents didn't have to sit on me. And then
Yeah.
I mentioned I was adopted. I was adopted by two, a mother and a father who were 45 and 50 when they adopted me. And they were older, but they always told me, you're going to love it. You can be anything you want to be. Just be a good one. So I'm like, somehow on each coast, I think we were somehow parallel. So
Yeah. I am so grateful. I am so grateful for a mom who raised me with, she was such a hard worker. I had such a great example, but just to know, even financially, that wasn't everything. Her love, her support, her words were really what's propelled me to believe that I really can work hard and accomplish things and be good at it. So yeah, so grateful.
no, me too. I mean, my parents actually grew up during the Depression, and my dad was in World War II, and the same thing. They were working class poor, and it was really just about working hard, being the best you could be. And I am like you. I'm just so grateful. And I think it just makes me more want to be part of a place like Public Square that's values driven and that really
Yeah.
doesn't is freedom loving.
Yeah.
And it's just
You know,
so important.
one of my favorite things with these businesses is when you get a chance to get to know the business owner, or, you know, connect with whoever the product or the service that you're using. I mean, maybe it's just been me, but 9 out of 10 times these business owners, you're just jaw dropped. You're like, wow, what you've been through, what you appreciate. You're an immigrant here. You love America so much. You're so grateful for what you know, the opportunity, not to say that you're just going to be successful, but the opportunity to have a business and have a dream and live your American dream. Like, it is just like, I burst when I think of the businesses that we get to support on the Public Square platform. And I really wish there was a way that, you know, you could click onto it and you could just get to know their story so much more, because so many of them are just so deep and so beautiful. You know, like even just learning a little bit more about your story, and then knowing you're a coach and what you do for people and knowing the background. It's phenomenal. I wish I could wrap it all up and everyone could know all these stories.
No, it is so great, and it is so important to help others succeed. And what I mean by success is really just experiencing a desired or wanted outcome. That's success. And if you figure out what that is, you'll be successful. And the network that you have helping you of like-minded people who want to see you succeed. And I just think it's so important, so important. So glad that Public Square and you are there doing it, you know?
Oh, well, we are so grateful. I know I've said this before, but we are the platform, but this doesn't work unless we have you, Ellen, and your business and your support and people like you all around the country and their local communities willing to support these other businesses, willing to purchase a bed for their pup, to go the extra mile, to hop onto our website to do it. So, you know, it's been awesome to be a part of this and create this. But again, we wouldn't exist if it wasn't for amazing people and businesses like you. So it's very mutual.
It's great. And just one last personal note. The reason you and I connected is through the woman that I hired to handle my media. She was listed on Public Square. That's how I found her too.
Oh, no, of course. That's amazing. I love it.
It's so great. Christina, if you had a favorite success tip, what would it be?
You know, I would say twofold. One, just don't give up. If you look at all the people that have made it or have become a pro, whatever it is, skater, or, you know, any industry athlete, they didn't give up, right? They were in the very beginning, when we started Public Square, Michael Seifert gave us the very encouraging statistic that 4% of tech startups will make it past the first year. You know, you're like, oh, do I really want to leave my high paying job to go be a part of something with a 4% chance, you know? So it was just knowing, like, we're just not going to give up. We're going to keep going. You know, that is so important. And then also just to stay very focused on your mission. But I got to say, we have held it so open-handed to be like, if you need to pivot, we need to pivot, you know? So we stuck very steadfast to our mission, but open-handed and willing to pivot when we know, okay, actually we started with something different on the technology side. And actually people are looking for e-commerce. This is what's so important. Like, okay, then go. Like, that's the direction we're going to go, but still staying with our mission. So balancing the change is hard for people. It's not necessarily any easier for me. I'm like the worst at technology. I think my phone actually updated today and I'm like, no, another change. You know, change can be hard, but again, just focusing on your mission, not giving up, and yeah, you will succeed.
Those are terrific tips. I agree with them. I applaud them, and I add to them the positivity that we spoke about, and that pivot. I mean, that's actually my keystone for success is connection, defining and refining who you are and what you want. That connection to positive energy, refining and defining who you are, and pivoting. Pivoting is a good thing, right? If you're flexible. So a lot of people, like you said, are afraid of change. But if the road you're going down doesn't serve you, just pivot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
I really agree with you.
I've learned that so much on this journey.
And it's exciting. It brings things that you never even thought about before. So there's that expansion.
Yeah. I really do feel like once you choose to be all in on something, or even like my own faith journey, it's turned into this everlasting adventure. And again, probably that's the positivity part of it too, but just realizing you're on this everlasting adventure. You don't arrive, you just get to keep going on the adventure as long as you're willing to say yes. So here we go.
True. So true. Well, I just want to reiterate for our audience that there are so many ways to participate in Public Square, which is America's marketplace in the parallel economy made up of freedom-loving businesses. And for more information, you can download the Public Square app on the App Store, Apple App Store, or Google Play, or visit publicsquare.com or Public Square, like that's on your t-shirt.com.
That's right. You're hired.
And I just wanted to thank you again, Christina, for joining me on this podcast episode, for celebrating success and increasing awareness about Public Square. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a joy.
That's it for this episode of the Non-Woke Coach podcast. Thanks for tuning in. Please follow the show on your favorite podcast listening platform so you don't miss the next episode. While you're at it, please sign up to our email list at linktree/non-woke-coach, where you can also download free success resources and learn more about my private coaching packages. I'm Ellen McCarthy, the Non-Woke Coach, and until next time, keep embracing your true successful nature.